Yo, what's up people? It's UK Open here. I'm bringing you not a nomad, this is just a normal cast of me against R2 1v1 ranked. This is actually my 1000th game and I'm happy to say that I did do really well on it. Even though I did mess up at the start with the epic fail of the misplacement, but I don't really play this map that much and I'm just getting a general idea of how to play it, so I'm sure I've made a lot of mistakes and there'll be a lot of critics that would be like, oh, you done this wrong or that wrong, but I won, so let's just take a look. And it's an evenly matched game, so it'll be interesting. I've got factory, 2 power, 3 mexes, some more power I think is coming. Yeah, more power, so that's me. And then we got R2's a lot ahead of me, but he's got his factory, some power, 2 mexes, power spam, so varied build order, a bit different to mine, but basic idea: factory, bit of power, mass extractors, and then power, and then whatever. Alright, I played really bad at the start, guys. Look how idle my factory is. You know, I hate to say it, but I don't even think I should have won this, but it's an interesting game. I promise I do pick up the standard of play. Okay, we got R2, he's got his second engineer out. His first engineer's going to reclaim the rock, not a bad move. And then his second engineer is on a Nexus Q to a radar, sorry. He hasn't gone for the hydro early, which is strange on this map because there is a lot of rocks, but he's playing it how he's playing it. So yeah, you can see my guy, first NG, going straight for the mass extractors on the build queue. I missed the rock-like route, I went straight for the mass extractor. I had a build order of going all the way up here, so it was fairly big, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Second NG going straight to hydro, then building some units out of my factory. If we just take a look, I've got some tanks and some scouts coming out to protect that hydro, like I said. Okay, R2's got a scout and a tank, and he also has another scout. Now these aren't really early. I think if I didn't miss my factory at the start and I wasn't delayed, I would have been able to avoid this current scout here, but as you're going to see very shortly, this scout does do a lot of damage over here in the map, but that's my own fault. Yeah, so he's got these really staying here. I would have liked to see him personally push these up a bit more. He's obviously trying to protect here because it must be a common thing that people go for these spots in the map. I got my engineer doing my hydro, protecting that. I find that the hydro is really valuable, probably more than this mass point, but that's just my personal preference as a player. I've really caught him up really now. I'm only 200 away, which isn't too bad. I've got second factory is going, let me just check. Second factory is going some more engineers. Here we go. Yep, this scout picks up the kill on my NG. I do try to move it away, but I don't do it in time. He's piling some units over this side of the map. He has missed this rock. I would have seen his engineer. There's a lot of room for build order for your engineers to reclaim and stuff, to queue it up. He doesn't do it. He really goes for this hydro late. That's his biggest downfall. It's unbelievable. He hasn't gone for it yet in 3 minutes. That's crazy, man. So I've obviously got some units here. This is my fault again. Another mistake. I should have really had these out moving. And I've got so many mistakes. It's dreadful. But yeah, I do pick it up, honestly. All of these should be doing things, but they're not. R2's playing really well. He's got some units stacked here that he's protecting. I sent one tank down here, but as you can see, he really anticipates that sort of play from players. He's obviously played this map a lot more than me, and he knows what he's doing in that factor, and he's really watching this mass extractor, which is definitely fair play. Alright, man, I think we've pretty much gone into the most of this, of the start, so I'm going to speed it up a little bit and we'll get into some unit production more. +4. So he sends his units here. He's really all over me at the start, to be honest. I've got this factory out. I think now it's a respectable time to move my comm up forward. I was going to send it there, but I did decide to send it over here. I changed my plan, mainly because I decided to have a factory queue. It's unbelievable, if he actually used his units that he has, he'd be all over me. He really gave me the space to adapt. I have a scout, I'm just scouting over here, and I also have a bomber. I'm going to hit his tanks over here, as you can see, because I saw them piling, and he knew that my bomber was on it, and he wanted to get something out of it. I was in a really bad situation here. I had units coming this side and that side. Because of my bomber lowering the health of all of these tanks, it made it really easy for me to recover from this situation. It just goes to show that a bomber, an early air, or respectable air time is really, really helpful. At the moment, this bomber's just hitting his units. I'm going straight for this. I'm taking this mass away from him. I'm not going to let him have this. If it's not protected, he's not going to get it. Previously, that's why I really decided my comm's going to go here. I wasn't too sure how many units he had here. I probably should have stayed there and not bothered. I'm putting my bomber straight on that. And he's got some ASF. That's not some ASF, sorry, he's got some interceptors. That's not too bad. He could have microed them a bit better, really. But yeah, it's not too bad. I'm sending my comm in now. I'm thinking to myself at this moment that I need to get my comm in there and to back up my my units. I've really taken map control away from him if I can just make sure that I can push him back in his base. This is really how an aggressive comm against a non-aggressive comm can really make the advantage on me. I haven't played particularly well, but because of his mistakes and because I'm being aggressive with my comm, I'm really taking advantage. I don't know whether this tactic would work against the more experienced player, maybe because they'd be doing it to me. But I've gone straight for a PD because he's weak and I know he's going to have to back off. This will give me some time to get my units stacked. He's played a good move by me and by him, and he's got some units in here, and I've made some units out of my factories, but it's not going to be sufficient, so I've had to send these units straight into my base to recover. He's now got the bombers out, which is really good. I've fallen back. This is good now. I'm playing well. He's made a lot of power. I would say too much power, especially for the amount of factories he's got and the amount of engineers he has helping his air factory. I don't think it's sufficient what he's done. I've now got interceptors out and they are attacking the bombers. I'm just trying to make sure that the bombers don't affect my units. And I'm basically stacking all of my units outside his base now. I'm trying to make sure that I don't give him any room to breathe. Ideally, I should have taken these mass extractors out here, that I should have sent some units up there. It would have really strengthened. Also, I probably should have took the Hydro off him as well, which is my own fault, and I should remember to do that. I'm really red now, but I've made another PD, which in some situations can work. I've sort of used T1PD as a creep, but it's not really helpful when they have an arty. I've got my whole arty straight over the water, and I've really taken out his power and his magic extractors, and I've gone all in now. You know, I'm really committed, and I haven't even needed to push with my con because it wasn't necessary. And yeah, and some would say that I got lucky. I think that towards the end I made some crucial decisions that gave me the upper hand. So thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, my 1000 game, and I won, I'm happy to say. Thank you, bye bye.